So I'm just the idiotic, stupid dog, and this is the, I believe you would call it the Adherents of the Months Club July edition. I don't know if we ever did June, but whatever. You know, just as a warm-up before we build, and we're only naming one adherent. We're not running up. We're not second runner-up. There's one true champ. But to get started, some of the preliminary adherents comments, we'd like to, whatever. We just read what we did. We posted something about Budweiser, transgender, but the whole true crux of it, it was corporate humor. No one seemed to pick up on the corporate humor angle. I'm just an idiotic dog. Sometimes I can't really get it across. Rick Shalala. I don't even know. He drinks it all the time just to spite the retards. Okay. In the next post, this guy says, doesn't it taste like snake piss? And Hunter JR 666. Is there a senior 666? The number of the beast, or does the junior part and Hunter, maybe it's Hunter JR, maybe it's not Hunter Jr., but does the junior cover the Hunter, or does it include the 666? Is it just the Richard part? I don't know. Whatever. Chambers Senior, this guy, he's a black guy, which is kind of confusing. He's Chambers R or Chambers Senior. It's not really that confusing, but he says the American people has spoke. And he goes on to finish his thought, but right there I was like, the American people spoke is how you begin? I mean, you're a black guy, so when the American people spoke in like 1942 and said you can't have no miscegenation, when they would say you can't have any interracial marriage, when they spoke then, did anything else happen after that, or was that it? And they spoke. Don't anybody ever whatever. You know, it's set in stone after they speak the first time. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Mr. Chambers R is right. But he goes on to say, the American people spoke, and we don't want the LGBTQ community agenda in every aspect of our lives. And I got to say, maybe Chambers Sr., maybe he's correct on that part of it. When the American people spoke, I don't know about that part, but maybe you don't need to have it confused or intertwinkled with your Twinkies, your Budweiser, your prophylactics. Who else knows what, Who knows where you have to. You don't maybe have to have it with your marshmallow pies, whatever. You don't have to have it with your sandstone sculptures. It's all right. It doesn't matter. But he might have a point. Maybe he doesn't have a point. I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. But it didn't matter, because then King Cobra rules. The true one adherent champion, he comes stomping and cronking and bashing through. Numero uno. The guy's come to throw down his weight, you see what I'm saying, so to speak. This guy, he says he knows. And he begins right away with, I don't think it was the lady boy who set this off. It was the comments from the nice white lady basically telling the current Bud Light drinker that they are fratty and out of touch. That's pretty, whatever, King Cobra rules. There's a lot to digest there. I mean, it's a little too deep for the dog. I think that was basically the point I'm trying to make. Also, he goes on, Bud Light dropped down to 14th place in popularity. I mean, 14th place isn't horrible, I mean, and how do you know? Where are you getting it from, King Cobra rules? But whatever. I trust you. You are the July Adherents champion of the Months Club. So I can't even divulge the whole thing. I can't even dissect the whole thing. But this is one comment I will make as an idiotic, stupid dog. The one place where trans women and natural women are the same is everybody can slam them, everybody can steamroll them, disrespect them, dismiss them, mansplain their cute little, gunards right off. You can mansplain them to death. And nobody really seems to care but them. They're the only ones who are dumbfounded by it. They're the only ones who feel, disrespected. No one else even really seems to take notice. as far as the slings and arrows and all the discontentment, all that crap's concerned, it's like, women, whether they're trans or they're natural, it's like they're bonded that way. They share it that way. But the one thing that's really confusing, did anybody notice that we dropped from 187 to 186 adherence? Is that like dog years? It's dog adherence. Bud Light drops from whatever, 1st to 14th. It's almost equal in dog adherence terms to drop from 187 to 186. Dogs don't have that much time, you see. So who was offended? It was corporate humor. Didn't you get that part of it? I mean, who was offended? Is it me having too much LGBTQ community agenda spotlight? Should I lay off the LGBTQ community agenda situation? Or was it the trans women that were offended for whatever the myriad of reasons could be? Or was it the natural women who were offended for the trans women because the whole ugly thing snuck in there? At least, the best thing about this take is I didn't mention anything about fat women. So at least I got that going for myself.